This is Millennial Money Mindset. If you want the fruits, you need the roots. New Year's resolutions don't work. Do this instead. So stay right to the end, because I'm going to give away how you can double your income over a lifetime. And this is according to research done by science and done by actual using evidence. So stay right to the end, because we're going to give away loads of value. This is going to be packed full of value that you can use yourself. So we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions and why they don't work. We're going to talk about what you should be doing instead, setting goals, setting habits, and essentially how you can do this. I'm going to go through how I set goals every year. And I've been doing this since about 10 years now. So I've become a bit of a goal setting geek. So I want to give exactly my kind of method that I use. So you can use it, or kind of hopefully it will give you some kind of ideas or essentially how to improve your life. So let's get right into it. So we're going to go into some slides, and essentially we're going to go through how you can improve your life. So first of all, New Year's resolutions don't work. So you essentially need to do this instead. So I want to give as much value as possible. So before we start, if you want a free gift with, it's going to be either how to automate your time, to how to automate your finances, give yourself more me time, just send me an email or just write in a comment yes, and I will send that right over to you. It's a 40-minute training that you can use in your lunch break or after work, and it's essentially help you automate your finances. So real quickly, a bit about myself. So I started off, my first ever investment was when I was 18. It was at the height of the .com boom. The internet boom was kind of taking off. The company I bought was lastminute.com. The irony of the name was lost to me at the time. I then moved to gas trading, buying and selling millions of pounds worth of gas each day. I got made redundant from that job, and it gave me an opportunity to say, actually, what do I want to do with myself? So I looked at my strengths, looked at where there was a demand, who I could help, and what I enjoyed talking about. So I became a financial advisor, did all my qualifications, had a portfolio of clients, and I didn't feel comfortable helping rich people get richer. So essentially I decided to leave that role and create my own company. And essentially we educate and empower you to make your own decisions with money. And we can save you tens of thousands of pounds by, rather than giving you specific advice, we empower you to make your own decisions. And that's called Money Tips. I also wrote a book called Millennial Money Mindset. If you want the fruits, you need the roots. We're going to offer this in January for £1 on Kindle. So get that out, check that out. And I've also got a card game called Football Formation Asset Allocation. So why is financial education so important? So there's 11.5 million people with less than £100 in savings or investing. Money worry is tops the poll as the biggest cause of stress and worry. And today, time is our precious asset. Maybe you're busy working your job. You don't have to worry about, you don't want to have to worry about your finances, your money, your investing. So this is essentially the problem I'm looking to solve. So as I said, Money Tips, we are different. We offer a new and unique solution. We educate, inspire, and guide you to a better future. So let's get right into it after all that. So motivation isn't the answer, habit is. So many people set New Year's resolutions and they don't last past January. So maybe you've said, well, I'm not going to eat as much chocolate. You're not going to drink as much, or maybe you want to start saving and investing. Maybe after Christmas and New Year, you've had eaten loads and drunk loads and spent loads of money. And essentially you think, all right, new year, new you. So you want to actually create new habits and a new way of living. And you set up a resolution, right, I'm going to stop eating chocolate. The thing is, they never work. And it doesn't work because it's essentially using half the UK population. So if you look at the data, half the UK population set New Year's resolutions every year, and most of them don't get past 7 weeks. So if you look at, there's a study done and they don't get past 7 weeks. And so essentially they failed to get past January. So why is this? So essentially it's coming from a scarcity mentality. It's trying to motivate yourself to do something. And actually the easier way to do this is to set up habits, so you can actually, you don't even have to think about it. You just wake up in the morning and you get it done, because that's the type of person you got so used to doing it. Once you set up a habit, then you don't even have to think about it anymore. And by the end of the year, it's almost natural to you to do this thing that you want to be changing, this goal, this habit, or this kind of resolution that you want to set for yourself. This might be healthy eating. This might be doing more exercise. This might be saving and investing. So if you think about focusing on what you want, it's much more powerful. It's much more exciting to actually, rather than kind of having a checklist of things you have to avoid, like don't eat chocolate, don't drink, and don't spend money. actually thinking, actually, what do I want? You might be thinking, actually, I want a healthier body. I actually want to feel good about myself when I'm walking up the stairs. I don't want to be kind of out of breath. Or you might want to say, actually, I want to start saving £1,000 in my bank. And this is going to pull you towards what you want, rather than kind of having this kind of, I don't know, news resolution kind of trying to motivate you to do something productive. It's actually much more easier, and life's about how making things easier. It's actually easier focusing on what you want, and then actually setting up systems to actually have that happen. So we overestimate what we achieve in a year and underestimate what we can achieve in 5 years. And this was a quote by Peter Drucker, who I'm a massive fan of. He wrote a book called Effective Executive, and I highly recommend that book. And he's essentially, so think about that. So if we underestimate what we can achieve in 5 years, so if we start setting 5 years goals, we can actually, it's actually easy to set these goals in 5 years time. If we have a kind of a longer time mentality, rather than kind of thinking, what can I do in a year? Because we overestimate what we can do in a year. We think actually we can achieve much more in a year than we actually realize. And we actually can achieve much more in 5 years time. So it starts setting a 5-year plan. So stay right to the end, because I'm going to give away how, by doing this one thing, you can double your income in a year, in a lifetime. So imagine doubling your income in a year, in a lifetime. So if you're on £25,000, you can double that to £50,000 over a lifetime. Or if you're earning £50,000, you can double that to £100,000 over a lifetime by doing this single one thing. And I'm going to reveal this at the end. So stay right to the end. So how to set goals. So right, let's get right into this. So essentially, imagine your life perfect in every way. What is this going to be in 5 years' time? Imagine meeting yourself in 5 years' time and actually thinking, what is this person like? So what is your life like? What is your daily routine? How much money do you have in the bank? Where would you be living? What work would you be doing? And start imagining. So Albert Einstein said, imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So actually start imagining this. What is this person going to be? This maybe sound a bit woo-woo, this maybe sound a bit out there, but it's backed by science. It's actually been proven by studies. So this is shown that actually if you start imagining yourself going to be in 5 years' time, then you're going to start behaving like that person. So what's your daily routine? So coming back to the diet thing, if the person in 5 years' time is super fit and super healthy and really energetic about what they're doing, they exercise daily, they don't even think about eating a chocolate bar, because that's not the person that they are. So this is really powerful. So the key is to getting what you want from life is to start with the end in mind, and then think back, reverse engineer the life you want to get. And there's a book called The 4-Hour Workbook, which is really powerful, and he uses this in how he set up his success. So start writing that down. What do you want out of life? And then the key to this is starting with the end in mind and then reverse engineering back. So let's go into how I set my goals. So I have something, it's what has been called the kind of goals on steroids. So I do something, how I set my goals each year, and I've got them here. I can go back to kind of many years. So I've got like literally goals. I have these that I set up every year, and I set my goals each year, and we kind of go through what I've achieved. So 2019, so I set them up: work, rest, and then play goals. And essentially how I set these into 3, my work goals. What do I want out of my work? What do I want out of my rest? This might be, so one of these was setting up my podcast. One of these was writing a book. And another one was setting up this YouTube channel. So this was a rest goal. This seemed out of this. I never thought I'd even have a YouTube channel, but now I have. You guys are watching here, so thank you very much. If this is bringing you value, please like, please subscribe, and please tell a friend about this channel. So what I do, I think, how many days do I have until 90, which maybe sound a bit morbid, but it's super powerful. So I have I'm now 40 years old, and I have about 18,000 days until I'm 90. And this really gives me kind of emphasis to make sure every day I kind of make use out of. So I think of the analogy of the sand glass. If you think of that kind of sand glass, and you kind of turn it over and the sand falls down. So each of those pieces of sand is like a grain of sand, is like a day. And every time it falls through that kind of hourglass, essentially a day is lost for life. So it gives you kind of it kind of emphasizes that actually each day you want to be kind of maximizing. We only have a finite time in life, and if we actually maximize what we do each day. So have one single goal. The next one is to have a single goal. So for me, it's to be a millionaire. So even when I was 18 years old, I wrote this down. I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I wrote down I wanted to be a millionaire. By the time I was 40, I haven't achieved this goal yet, but I'm still, this is my single goal. And it's, at the time, people were kind of laugh at me because that seemed really impossible to achieve. It seemed really out there. But I'm on my way there, on my journey there. And there was a TV program called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And I was like, yes, I would love to be a bit of that. And so essentially that was my number one goal. And essentially it's not necessarily about the money. It's about, once you have that, you can actually solve. If you have that money, then you can choose to go to work. You can work for joy rather than work for necessity. And it actually means that you can go out into the world and solve bigger and better, kind of harder problems that you can go out and work on. So have a 5-year goal as well. So picture yourself what you're going to be like in 5 years' time. And it needs to get you out of bed. So there's these kind of SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and task orientated. I don't believe in SMART goals because they don't need to be realistic. They need to be so out of the ordinary that it's going to drag you out of bed. So one of my goals was to write a book. And I've now got this book, Millennial Money Mindset. It was like 2018 was my goal, was to write my book, Millennial Money Mindset. And it seemed so out of the ordinary, or it seemed impossible for me to write a book at the time, but it's only impossible until it's done. So essentially what I did, I set up every morning, I would spend an hour writing my book, just spending an hour writing. So that, just pick your highest value task. So what is that for you? What is your highest value task that's actually going to get you to where you're going to, your goal in your 5 years time? And so I spent every morning writing my book and having a focused time. And then, believe it or not, in a year or two, if you work on that goal, then you have it achieved in that time. So check out chapter 4 of my book. It's all about goal setting. So if this has been useful to you, yeah, just send me a message, write in your comments what any of this has been useful, like, subscribe, or if you want to, I'm going to put my book, Millennial Money Mindset, on Kindle for £1. It's going to be there shortly. Or if you want to buy the print version, it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It's for under £10, and the amount of value that's packed in that book is amazing. It was shortlisted by the Financial Times in 2018, and it was an Amazon bestseller in 2019. It's packed full of diagrams and useful anecdotes and kind of analogies that make it real simple, fun, and achievable. So it's, yeah, packed full of value. So get your copy today. So as I said, right, I split my goals into work, rest, and play, and then have 3 goals of each of these sections. So I have 3 work goals, 3 rest goals, and 3 play goals. And then I review these every day. So every day in the morning, I say, what do I need to do to get me closer to these goals? And I create a life plan. So if you want to work with me one-to-one, I build a life plan around you. So we work on property, career, family, and lifestyle, and your short, medium, and long-term goals. If you want to join, we're going to launch a gold coaching package, our money coaching package, in January. So we work on your life plan, and we're going to work, if this has been helpful and you want some accountability to be in an environment that's going to be with like-minded people to actually help you achieve these goals, we're going to give you tools, techniques, and tips to make it even easier for you to achieve these goals and get you to where you want to be, get the 2.0 version of yourself. So we have 4 levels of service, so bronze, silver, gold, platinum. So if you want a one-to-one service with me, it's $797, and that's 3 meetings. We'll get everything, packed full of value. I teach you everything I know. And then with the platinum service, you also get gold, and you get the silver and the bronze. With the gold package, it's a groups coaching, and you get 12 monthly 12 group calls, so 1 a month. You get video books. There's a day accelerator, so we're going to get world experts in to talk about we've got property, trading, investing. And then you also, the silver version, you get how to invest in 90 minutes. So a video to teach you how to invest in just 90 minutes. Maybe you're busy, maybe you don't have time to learn how to invest. I can teach you how to invest in 90 minutes. And it's all around a football theme. So my system is called Football Formation Asset Allocation. And I've got a card game. It's the world's first investing trading card game. And it's available on my website, moneytips.org. or then also, if you want a podcast, we've got Millennial Money Mindset. If you want this YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to get more of these videos, or get the book. It's under £10 for this book in print, Audible, or Kindle version. So my name has been Neil Doig. I'm the founder of Money Tips. Hopefully this has been useful to you. This is how to set goals. And that one thing, so how do you double your income over a lifetime? So this was a study done, a Harvard study, so a real quality university done this study. So how do you do this? So one thing you need to do is write down your goal. So write down your goal. So just by simply writing down your goal, it actually, something magical happens, that you actually see it written down on paper, and it changes to actually how you focus on it. So if you write down your goal, you can double your income over a lifetime, which is amazing. And I give all the data and the studies in my book, Millennial Money Mindset, if you want to have a look into more detail. So I've got a website called moneytips.co.uk or moneytips.org. And yeah, follow me on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok as well. So if you want to look at videos on TikTok, it's Money Tips, moneytips.2p. My name is Neil Doig. Thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe, and please tell a friend about this video. Thanks again. Just going to stop sharing. And yeah, thanks again. Take care. See you soon.